I don't know what it is about me and Star Trek that every season there seems to be a reason for me to make another video about the portrayal of queerness. If this comes up during the next season of Discovery, Kurtzman, we may have to have words. Hello, geeks, freaks, and all those unique. This is Emcee Frodis. I left something out of my review of Lower Decks, The Least Dangerous Game, mostly because I thought there was enough to bring it up as its own video. So let's talk about that stone-cold, badass Billups. To start with, I think the portrayal of any sexuality is very nuanced and complicated, and this goes double for any portrayal of queer sexuality. This also means that we have to examine the portrayals we do have closely. This is why it seems that with every new season of Star Trek that I have something that I need to discuss about a character, because Trek is dealing with so much queer representation. In the 7th episode of Season 2 of Lower Decks, Where Pleasant Fountains Lie, we got to know Lieutenant Commander Engineer Billups better. We discovered he was the prince of his home planet, Hesperia, but he abdicated the throne to join Starfleet. We also learned that if he ever had sex, he would automatically ascend to the throne. When Billups thought he had to ascend because of the supposed death of his mother, he couldn't bring himself to have sex with his seductive guards. For many viewers, this inability to have sex was taken as Billups being asexual and being pressured into being sexual. It felt like this reading was reinforced in the next episode when Mariner goes through the naked time simulation and Billups is shown to be completely naked, but just mildly reading his pad while everyone else had an orgy around him. However, in the latest episode of Lower Decks, The Least Dangerous Game, Billups was very enthusiastic about kissing the native Delanians. Many fans, myself included, felt this was incongruous with his previous characterization. As I said in the opening, sexuality is a very nuanced subject, queer sexuality doubly so. I say this from personal experience. This is the lanyard I wear at work. No, I won't show you my badge, which has my place of employment and real name on it, but I wanted you to see the pins I wear. As you can see, I wear an interlocking bisexual and asexual pride pin, because I identify as both. To get entirely overly personal, I came out as bisexual as a teenager, because I knew I was attracted to both men and women. However, later on, I realized that while I am bi-attracted, I have little to no desire to engage physically with somebody. If I see someone hot, I think, I want to stare at you for the rest of my life, but I don't want to get naked with you. Guess who will never see herself represented in television, because that's some complicated ass shit there. But if my own personal sexuality is complicated, obviously I'm not going to be alone in such complications. Asexuality is a vast spectrum. But when it comes to characters like Billups, it can be tough to properly convey such complications. Just because Billups enjoys kissing the Delanians doesn't mean he's not asexual. But characters on television need to be somewhat simplistic. You only have 30 minutes in a comedy show where Billups is not one of the main characters to get your point across, so you need to get directly to the point. Nuance really depends on the situation. This might be controversial, but I think one of the better portrayals of nuance to asexuality was in The Big Bang Theory. I know, I'm as shocked as you are. Sheldon Cooper did not experience sexual desire. In early seasons, he comes off as downright sex repulsed. He does eventually have sex with his girlfriend, later wife, Amy Farrah Fowler, but this has less to do with his desire as he is in a relationship with someone who is sexual and he wants to fulfill her needs and enjoys having closeness with her. The difference between Sheldon and Billups is that Sheldon is the main character of the show and his relationship with Amy was a major plotline. It also just goes to show how misunderstood asexuality is that just because Sheldon had sex with Amy, many viewers thought that his asexuality was being erased, despite the pair only having sex on Amy's birthday. There is even an episode during their honeymoon where it's made very clear that Sheldon makes a concentrated effort to have sex with Amy for fear she'll lose interest in their relationship. It's not about his desire, but his affection for her. That is not something we're ever going to get in Lower Decks, because Billups is not the main character, nor are romantic relationships a driving force in the series at all. I really want to see Billups be confirmed as asexual. Trek has been crushing it with representation, and this would be a big one. Asexual people need representation, and we need it badly. If you look at a list of asexual fictional characters, a majority of them are only asexual by word of God, rather than how they were depicted in their shows. Which is what made Billups in Season 2 so refreshing. It was just a part of his character. So I'm not criticizing Lower Decks for their portrayal of Billups in The Least Dangerous Game. Asexual people can enjoy kissing people with tongue. Heck, I've enjoyed kissing people with tongue before. But I like to see the show deeper explore Billups' lack of sexual interest. I want his choice not to be king to be tied to his lack of interest in sex, rather than the other way around. Representation of asexuality is vital. There's such a premium placed on sexual attraction that those who don't feel it are often made to feel broken or wrong. Showing a healthy and happy person who just doesn't feel sexual attraction could help people feel like there are people like them. I'm begging the writers of Lower Decks. Let Billups be our asexual prince. So comment down below with your thoughts on Billups as an asexual. If you like my videos, subscribe to my channel. I do videos about Star Trek, Star Wars, and lots of other geeky things. If you want to support me, please visit my Patreon. You can buy me a coffee or go to my Redbubble and TeePublic to buy my geeky graphic designs. So until next time, live long and may the Force be with you. By the way, my pride pins come from Pin Ace, who do a ton of cool pride pins, particularly the customizable ones, so please check them out.